giving Lian some kisses? Oh, that's so nice, Zoe. You giving him kisses? That's a good girl. That's so nice. You're such a good girl. Yeah, you give him kisses. Okay, Zoe. All done. Good girl. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips and tricks and things that we did to prepare our dog Zoe, which is right there, for bringing home our baby. So if you have a dog and are trying to prepare your dog for baby and are interested in some tips and tricks that worked for us, then just keep watching. So a quick spiel really quick. If you watched my last video, then you've already heard this. Ben and his dad are doing some work on our house today. You're gonna hear them in the background, I'm sure, but this was the only window that I could get to film this video, and this is the second time I'm filming it because the first time things didn't work out. So I really had to take this window. So I apologize for background noise, but it just had to happen. So one other little disclaimer, I am in no means a professional when it comes to dog training, anything like that. These are just things that worked for us and I wanted to share with you guys. So just like take these tips and use them as you will, but I am in no way a professional dog trainer. These are just things that worked for us. So first and foremost, a little bit of background on Zoe. Zoe is a rescue. We've had her for 5 years now, and she definitely has some issues. We don't know where they stem from because again, she's a rescue, so we don't know her history. When we got her, we were told that she could be kind of a bully to other dogs. She was kind of a alpha dominant dog, but it turns out that she definitely has some aggression. So we absolutely love Zoe. She's the perfect dog in so many ways. She's very well behaved. She never gets into things. She can be left home alone. Like, she's so loyal. She's so loving to her family, to people she knows, but she can definitely be aggressive to strangers and other dogs. She definitely has some aggressive tendencies, and she's very, very protective of us. And so we were a little worried about how she would respond to Lian, which if you're new to my channel, Lian is our 11-week-old when I'm filming this baby. And so we were very hesitant and concerned about how she would respond, because if a stranger were to walk in our house, it would be no good. And so bringing a baby into our house who is a complete stranger, we didn't want it to be a no good situation because that would be horrible. So because we knew this about her, there are some things that we did to prepare her before Lian was born to try to make the transition as easy as possible. Very important thing in training her for him coming is that she already knew basic commands. So if you have a puppy or a dog who's still learning, definitely get them to understand and learn their basic commands before trying to prepare them for baby, because it just makes it all a lot easier if they already know certain things outside of baby. So for instance, if she's not supposed to touch something, we say don't touch. If she needs to be gentle with something, then we say be easy. If she's being a little too crazy and she needs to settle down, then we say down and wait. Things like that. She knows those commands. We trained her a long time ago on those, basically using treats. Don't touch is a good one to train with treats. Put a treat down, you tell her not to touch it. If she doesn't touch it, then you say, okay, she gets it. Same thing with be easy or gentle when taking food. Treats are a good way to train them on those things. At least that worked for us because Zoe is very, very food motivated. She already had a really good understanding of terms like that. So if your dog doesn't, definitely try to establish those before baby. So we introduced the concept of baby from the very beginning. As soon as I was pregnant, we started saying the word baby because she does really well with word associations and name associations. People that she has a name associated for, she tends to like more. And so giving her those words and those names were really important. So baby was used as soon as we were pregnant, and we started incorporating the basic terms that she knows. So don't touch baby, be easy with baby, baby's coming home soon. She knows if somebody is coming over to visit that she knows, like my mom will say Grammy's coming home, and she knows what that means. So we started saying those things to her as soon as possible and as often as possible. And we would show her like babies in belly, which she doesn't really understand, but still to give her just associations. So as soon as possible, as soon as we found out we were pregnant, started introducing her to the concept of baby and using those really important terms that would come into play when he was born with that word. Once we found out the gender, it was super important that we gave him a name as soon as possible, again, to have her have the association. So as soon as we found out he was a boy, We named him Lian, and now we started introducing baby Lian. You don't touch baby Lian, you be easy with baby Lian. Baby Lian's coming home soon, those kinds of things. Bringing his name into it. So she had plenty of time to recognize that name so that when he does come home and we say, this is baby Lian, then she'll have had those associations from us using them previously. It was really important for us to include her and to try to keep her routine as the same as possible, because Zoe is totally a routine kind of dog. And so once we got his nursery kind of set up, we started to include her in that room. So again, with the associations, we would tell her this is baby Lian's room, this is baby Lian's diapers, show her things like that. This is baby Lian's clothes, let her sniff them, show her things, include her in them. But we also made sure to set boundaries early on. So we're way more lax with her now that we know how she is with him. But like in the beginning, she had to wait outside of his room and be invited in before she could come in. His rocking chair was a don't touch zone. Like she could not jump onto it because she is loud on the furniture. She could not sit in his rocking chair. You know, that zone was off limits, and we made sure to set those boundaries before he came so that when he did come, she would know. We had a pillow in his room that she could lay on. So we'd say, okay, come into baby Lian's room, lay on your pillow, down and wait on your pillow. And that was her area in his room. So we made sure to include her and then have a special space for her in that room. So when Lian came, we was staying with Ben's dad, and we sent home a hat with his scent on it before we went home so that she could smell it. So they brought it home. She smelled his scent. They said baby Lian. She'd heard those words before. And so now she was starting to associate, like, this smell goes with that name. Before we actually brought him into the house again, we brought out another thing with his scent on it, let her smell it, and then brought her into the house to meet him. So the way we did that was we had him in our house in his car seat on the floor, so he was like semi-protected, and Zoe was brought in, told her same commands, don't touch, be easy, had her leashed, of course, and let her sniff him. And she was very weird about him at first, like hesitant, kind of scared, like, what is this? A little weird. And the first few days she was very, I'd say not even the first few days, really the first day, she was very like anxious about him, as she should be. I mean, it's a new human in the house. She's never been around babies. She doesn't even probably know what a baby is until this point. And so she was very like anxious, wanted to be up involved in things, but like in an anxious sort of way where we, you know, held her back, kept her leashed, kept her away from him, but would allow her the occasional sniff so that she could start to understand his smell and know that he was part of the family. When he came, it was again really important to include her in things. So if we would take him into his room to change his diaper, we would say, we're gonna go change Lian's diaper. Like, come on, Zoe, you can come change Lian's diaper with us. And she still, to this day, comes with us to change his diaper a lot of the time because she just learned to be included in that. And it was really important to make her feel included and that she wasn't just going to be shut out because this new baby was in the house. That was a big one once he came, was to include her in everything that we could possibly include her in, set new language and new boundaries. So as he starts growing and he starts doing new things, like he does tummy time, we've taught her don't touch during tummy time. She knows not to invade his space during that time, things like that. So just really continuing to use those basic commands that she knows, but then incorporating new things as new things arise. And the last tip is to just maintain as much routine as you can. So every dog is different. Every dog probably has something that they really, really enjoy, whether it's going on a walk, going to the dog park, playing fetch, whatever. For Zoe, it is her walks, her everyday walks. We made sure that she was still getting those every single day because that is something that is really important to her and her routine. We tried to keep as much the same as possible with like feeding times. She was kind of funny when he first came home and didn't really want to eat very much, which is so weird because that's totally not like her. She got out of that. And then also just allowing her to still do what she would normally do, but of course having some restrictions. Like she can still sit on the couch. In the beginning, there would be separation between them. Now she is so amazing with Lian that she can sit right next to him and I'm completely comfortable with it. Obviously, I'm still there, but she has been so, so good with him. And I don't know if it's just her or if it was really the training we did prior that helped, but I'm completely comfortable with them together now. She loves him. She kisses his feet. She tries to give him kisses all the time. She checks on him if he's crying, like if she's in another room and he's crying, she comes to see if he's okay. She'll whine if he's crying and like want to check on him. She's literally obsessed with him. And so I think that preparing her as much as we did really helped her with that transition. And like, honestly, it's as if he's been here her entire life now. She's so used to him, and I really think that growing up, as he grows up, she's gonna be just like, they're gonna be best friends, because that's how they see him right now. Those are my tips for preparing your dog for baby. Of course, every dog is different, and you have to cater and you have to adjust things according to your dog and their temperament. This is just what worked for us, and I think it did work because the transition has been really, really smooth. Thankfully, we were really nervous about it. Like, I lost sleep about it while being pregnant, because knowing her temperament and knowing that sometimes she can be aggressive, I was really, really worried about it. But things have worked out so perfectly, thankfully, because being a new mom, having a new baby is stressful enough, and you want to avoid as much additional stress as possible. So I'm glad that we prepared her in this way. Whenever we have another baby someday, we'll do the same thing again, and it really worked well for us and for her. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you have any tips that worked for you and your dog, share them down below for people that might be interested. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. My camera is like wiggling. I don't know if you can. I should probably start over. First and foremost, a little bit of, whoa, that lighting got cray. Zozo, come here. You can't go out yet. It is, I just realized this box is like in here.